So before we start anything, I need you guys are the perfect guys to have come in for this. I need some sort of not a guarantee, but maybe just like a light promise that we won't have to wait 3 years for the next Glorious Sons album.
I don't know about that.
No, I don't think so. Weren't we talking about next fall?
No. There's not
Just
a chance.
shut it down right there.
There's a 0% chance. We're going to be touring for 3 years.
Well, because I mean, every time you come in, Brett, every time we talk, you always seem to have about 2 or 3 albums worth of songs just sort of floating around in the back of your head.
Yeah.
But I know for you guys too, the touring part is so important. You can see from a lot of the videos and stuff that you guys are putting out on Facebook, you're getting these huge crowds. You guys are selling out bigger and bigger venues everywhere you go. You've got fans that are just screaming your songs back to you, which has got to be a crazy feeling, especially with an album that just came out.
Yeah, that's a nice, very, very nice feeling.
It's got to be nice for you too, especially because I know you sing pretty hard.
Yeah, it's nice not to sing.
It's got to be nice to know that at any point you can do the old hold the mic out and they'll just take care of the rest of it. Are there any songs from the new album that they're singing harder than the rest of them? Is there anything? Shotgun?
Everything's all right, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw that hit 1 million streams on Spotify not long ago. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
Thank you.
What is it like for you guys, a band, knowing that your fans can just go and blow a song up like that?
It's great. It's kind of surprising. I mean, it takes a lot of behind the scenes, stuff to go on for us to pull that off. It's a lot of our management, like making the connections with certain people.
Right.
It's about getting like on certain playlists and stuff like that for Spotify. So it's kind of like right place, right time, and right song.
It's a different game than when we released The Union.
Right.
Yeah, everything's changed.
I think like Spotify and that actually started
like a couple
2 weeks after we released
dropped
The Union.
So it wasn't even like on our radar.
Yeah, it wasn't a
the
thing that
first-
you guys were focusing on, but now everything is leaning towards that.
Stepped into the 21st century, so to speak.
And I mean, you guys are doing such a great job with social media and sort of digital and that sort of thing. So obviously you're getting all of these spins on places like Spotify, but also I loved when you guys did the countdown sort of to the album release with these sort of video snippets. People like me and people like the fans were able to essentially get an idea of what the entire album was going to sound like before it ever came out. Where did the idea come to do that? Was that management, or was that something that you guys wanted to share a little bit?
I think that it was bounced around a few times. I think the idea actually came from Michelle here for the Kill the Lights release that we released, which wasn't the album. She's our tour manager. But when we did that, we found such a good response from that, and we decided to use it the next time with the full album. But I don't know, it feels like, it was 3 years in the making and 3 years of waiting for people. It had to be something bigger than just, oh, here you go, here's your album. It's out now.
Friday rolls around.
Surprise, yeah.
Now, with those sort of small snippet videos, they were all just sort of like a moving picture or like the album cover or some sort of the Polaroid gimmick that you guys were doing. I know from some of the songs on the Union, you guys made very cool music videos. Are we going to see any of that for this album, or is this sort of just really focused on the tour for now?
They will be better music videos.
Ooh, okay.
Much better, way better. I hate our music videos from
What?
the Union. Yeah, I loathe them.
I remember you were in here just after the video for Heavy came out with the shotguns and everything like that, and you were talking about how great it was.
No,
It
no
didn't
way.
age well?
No way.
I think Brett hated that one.
Right
Really?
from the top,
Yeah.
it's the ending. I had that was my idea, and then whoever was filming the video didn't get the shot right for the ending. I was supposed to die in the end.
Right.
It wasn't supposed to come off as me, being the hero and shooting this guy. It was supposed to be an immovable force of evil, and I was supposed to die. But the doorknob didn't get the right shot in time. So they had to basically in editing go and edit out this part where the bad guy died, but that was not the vision for the video, and it's haunted me ever since.
So you mentioned the Union and how things were different with Spotify. Was there any other differences that you really notice between the process that you guys put together, the union, and the process going towards Young Beauties and Fools?
Yeah.
Yeah, the way we recorded it was completely different. It's basically like a room like this with a bunch of gear in it, and we kind of start with Brett's like a vocal, like melody or lyric, and he always has these little acoustic guitar things to accompany it, and then us and the producers would kind of like
Bounce ideas off each other.
Yeah, kind of strip everything right down to just the vocal and the melody and build a track. We'd start building the track right in the room, like either with a drum beat, like it was all digital right there, so it was all very like very flexible.
Okay.
Where before we'd been in like a studio, like the traditional studio way. You track your drums, then you start layering everything on it, and once you have your drums, that the song's the song, you know.
Right.
Unless you want to reset up everything and waste another week of editing and everything. So this allowed us to be really flexible and fussy with the structures of the songs, and the production team had a huge impact on that overall sound, that fresh sound that the Young Beauties and Fools has.
When we went in, like, it was kind of like being on a blind date. And we'd already been in the studio 2 or 3 times. Came out with songs that we enjoyed, but we knew really weren't like the next step for us. You know, they just didn't have that it factor. So we went in basically on a blind date, and we got pretty lucky with the guys. You know, they helped us, guide us, and shape the sound of the record for sure. And they pushed me to write more personal lyrics. And honestly, that we wouldn't have come out with this album without them. And they're called Fast Friends Production Team. Little shameless advertisement here.
You got to get it out
from
there
Los
somewhere.
Angeles.
So now you have The Union, which obviously was a huge album for you guys, a lot of songs that fans loved, and now you have Young Beauties and Fools with a couple of songs already hit singles, and these other songs that you guys have said are really already gaining traction with the fans. So when you're putting together a set list for like your show tonight, how do you balance between the two? Because you obviously want to get your new stuff out there, but how do you make sure that you're serving the fans all the songs that they want to hear? Or do you just play longer?
Well, we play longer. We used to actually play like 10 songs and somehow turn it into an hour and a half set, which is just beyond me how we did that.
I think it was mostly your talking in between songs. Your old rant about Gene Simmons usually ate up a good chunk of the show.
Fuck that guy. But I think that, you know, a set list is about balance. It's about flow, and
it's kind of nice having a bunch of songs to pick from.
It is.
Before, you know, you're kind of, I don't know, we're working with 15 songs maybe that we would play. Now we have close to 30 that we can pick from, so it allows us to diversify things a little bit.
It's nice to switch up set lists, you know, a lot more, and take the chances, you know, that comes with a risk, because sometimes you'll get a lull in a set, but it's nothing like in 2 hours that you can't pick back up and save. But I don't know, it definitely allows our live show to grow. It's definitely grown since the last time we've been through here. There's a lot more of a
ebb and flow, I guess.
Yeah, and different character throughout the set. It's not just like 45 minutes of smashing people in the face.
The big question is Ruby still the closer?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, because that's we've talked about this.
Ruby still is a very prominent part.
Good.
It's such a good live song.
Ruby used to actually be the opener as well.
Really?
Yeah, it's also a sweet opening song, but you know, Ruby. Very seldomly do we not play Ruby. That's a huge fan favorite, and it's also just so much fun to play for us.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad you guys could come here, because I know, you know, after this you got just a couple more Canadian shows. Then you're off to the States. You guys are doing a show in December in the UK. Have you been to the UK for shows yet?
Never.
So that's got to be something you're excited about.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Are there any other sort of spots, like you guys have been doing the U.S. for a bit, and that's great, and now cracking into London. Are there any other spots on the globe that you're like, man, if we could do a show there, that would be
Looks
crazy?
like things are starting to open up pretty good for us in Europe.
Nice.
And
Australia.
internationally, everywhere. It looks like
Yeah.
this album's going to bring us around the world. So
Very cool.
Yeah, it's scary.
yeah.
Well, thanks for coming back to Regina before you become international megastars. They are the Glorious Sons playing tonight at the Turvey Center. I'd tell you to go get your tickets, but you're too late. It's sold out, which we told you it was going to months ago. Guys, thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome.
Regina's Rock Station, 104.9 The Wolf.